6 years old. I'm about to turn 7. And I saved my mom's life because she had a stroke. She was driving and then she didn't go to her house, and I was like, Mommy, you have to go back. Our house is behind it. And then my mom went back, and then she wasn't feeling good, so she went to the hospital for a long time. Then she brought back, and then she was better, and then that's how I saved my mom's life.
I was 44 years old. I was driving home. I had picked my son up from preschool, got in the car, noticed that my face was tingling, but it was snowing and I was in Colorado, so I thought just cold. By the time I got out of the parking lot, I was slurring my speech to the point that I really couldn't talk. By the time I got to the stop sign, my vision started tunneling, and I knew then I was having a stroke. I just thought, I've got to get home. My phone was on the floor, and I didn't think to grab it. I couldn't have talked anyway. And it was 3 miles to the house. It was a straight shot, and I thought, I'll just get home. My husband's there. He can take me to the hospital. Drove past, in my lack of cognitive thinking, drove past a fire station, ran a stop sign in the middle of a huge snowstorm that we were having, got to the main intersection of our subdivision, and I knew that we were 3 streets past that. I couldn't count to 3. I saw the house, and I saw the house go. And he told me, he said, Mom, we just passed our house, you have to go back. Got to the end of the street, it teed, I didn't, and ran right into a curb. I couldn't figure out how to turn or what to do, but luckily he knew how to get home. We had spent the entire summer, we had just moved to Colorado. We spent the entire summer walking the neighborhood, learning, helping him count and colors and all the good kinds of things. I didn't know at that point that it would save my life, because he knew when we got to a point how to go and how many houses, and he started counting down the houses and told me, it's only 2 more houses, Mom, that's our house, you need to stop. He goes, and if you push that button up by your head, he goes, if you push that button, it makes the door go up. He goes, and then you have to go in the garage very slow. He goes, and then that big wheel you're holding, he goes, there's a little one in the middle. If you push that, it'll beep the horn and Daddy will come out and save us. He heard the honking, came out, he recognized it. He's in the medical field, he's a veterinary practice manager. He recognized my face was drooping. He had me try to say my ABCs, tried to smile, raise my arms, couldn't do any of that. The right arm or the left arm went down, couldn't smile, the side was drooped. So he knew and put me back in the car and took me straight to the ER. I was at the ER within about 20 minutes of onset. Found I'd had a right frontal lobe stroke due to a hole in my heart that I didn't know I had. So I didn't have the risk factors, but I did have a hole in my heart, and that was October 25th of 2011. I had a lot of speech problems. I was in the hospital for 5 days. Had some speech issues for a while. I still, if I get really tired, have some trouble with speech. My memory is terrible. I do have trouble with thinking sometimes, especially if I get really tired or if I'm stressed or things like that. Luckily, there was no paralysis or any of the major things that normally happen, but I have PTSD from it, and the anxiety of thinking it could happen again. But it's getting better as the time goes.
If your mom isn't feeling good or your dad, and they have a stroke and they forget your house, you can save your life.